Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 90 of the Classic Wrestling Series. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be taking a trip back in time. Now, you see, the last time I did one of these specials was episode 26 of the Classic Wrestling Series. And I thought to myself, it's been a long time since I've done one of these. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's August 6th, 1995. Good God, this is 25 years ago, guys, nearly. Fucking hell. And we are watching Clash of the Champions, episode 31. Now, I've not seen this show, so we're just gonna jump right into it with our first matchup. So, let's do it. So our first matchup was a tag team match between Sting and Road Warrior Hawk versus Kurosawa and Men. It was an okay match. It wasn't anything special. It was a decent tag team matchup. Road Warrior Hawk gets the win after, I think it was a clothesline on to Kurosawa. Referee wasn't really paying attention to the rules. It was annoying as fuck. But hey ho, WCW. WCW got a WCW. And then Kurosawa breaks Hawk's arm. So this is being recorded after Bash of the Beach 1995 and before Halloween Havoc 1995. We'll get into the reasons why in a moment. Also, I'll leave a link in the description below to Clash of Champions 34, which is the last review of Clash of Champions I did. So we've got Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain Heenan. I do like these two on commentary, especially when they had Mike Today on as well when they do the cruiserweight stuff. It's not 2000s WCW, thank God. But you can still see that, you know, Tony Schiavone actually cares. By 2000 and 2001, Tony had checked out at this point, to be honest with you. And to be honest, with WCW back in the day, I don't blame him. So we'll find out what our next matchup is in our next segment, so let's do that. So we just had Mean Gene talking to Colonel Robert Parker about the previous match, saying that Road Warrior Hawk's arm has been dislocated or was broken, leading into the match with his team and Colonel Parker taking on Sensational Sherry and Harlem Heat. They talk about basically getting her in the ring. 1995 WCW, yay. Then we had Diamond Dallas Page and Alex Wright. Very good match. I'm always impressed by Alex Wright. I do enjoy the match, very entertaining. But then Alex Wright takes a spill to the outside and then just gets pinned 1, 2, 3. No Diamond Cutter yet, which is very upsetting. I thought he would have won with that match, but no, he didn't. But yeah, solid match, entertaining. Diamond Dallas Page would face who would he face? He would face I can't think now. I think it would be for the TV title, but I could be wrong on that one. At Halloween Havoc, I could be wrong. But ladies and gentlemen, let's carry on. We have Ric Flair and Arn Anderson talking about their matchup coming up with Vader in a handicap match. So let's watch that and get to our next match. So we just had Renegade versus Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Renegade got no offense in. Springboard into the ring, 1, 2, and then wins the match. It was bad. I mean, Orndorff looked, Mr. Wonderful looked okay, but Renegade did not look good, to be honest with you guys. Next up, we have Vader talking about the main event, which is the handicap match, and we'll just get into our next matchup, shall we, guys? So, let's do it. So we just had Harlem Heat and Sister Sherry versus Colonel Robert Parker and his team. It was an okay matchup until Colonel Parker and Sister Sherry gets involved. Obviously, this would go into a feud, carry on with at Fall Brawl. It's Fall Brawl, then Halloween Havoc. My apologies. But yeah, it was an okay matchup. Harlem Heat get the win, so they can challenge for the tag team titles. Nothing really special, nothing really of note. It's just a matchup at the end of the day, guys. But it was entertaining for what it was. I mean, sensational. I want to say Sensational Sherry, but it's Sister Sherry in WCW. She knocks her head and falls in love with Colonel Parker. It's again an ongoing feud going into football and Halloween Havoc. And now we have Hulk Hogan! Yay! He is going into the Dungeon of Doom to go with face them. So yeah, that's a whole storyline that I really don't want to talk about right now because it is maddening. But we'll see what he says and we'll comment on that after our next matchup. So we just had Hogan talking about the Dungeon of Doom and how everything is like, I've got 24 and 3/4 inch pythons, brother, whatever. Then we had a segment with a young child being invited to the premiere of WCW Monday Nitro. And then we had the Dungeon of Doom segment, which is like, what the fuck? So, obviously, Hogan comes out, talks to Dungeon of Doom, and then basically Giant comes out, rips his cross off, and just grabs him and just beats him up. Everyone comes in, Vader comes in to attack, and then Sting, Macho Man, and Jimmy Hart come out to basically save Hogan, and that's pretty much it. So our main event is going to be Vader versus Arn Anderson and Flair. We'll watch that, and then we'll get to our main event. We'll talk about that in our main segment. So let's do that. So we had our main event of Vader and Arn Anderson with Flair. It was an okay main event, nothing special. It was a handicap match, and Vader gets the win after powerbombing Arn Anderson. And the tension starts between Arn and Flair, leading into a match at Halloween Havoc. So again, it was just a basic box standard match. Hogan comes out with Sting and Macho Man and declares war on the Dungeon of Doom, which would lead into a War Games match at Fall Brawl, and then would lead into Hogan versus the Giant at Halloween Havoc in 1995. But what did I think of Clash of the Champions 31? It was okay. I mean, it wasn't a bad show. I mean, I sat down for an hour and a half and watched an okay show. DDP and Alex Wright were okay. The 6-person tag was okay. Main event was decent too, main event was okay as well. So it was an okay show. Not the best, but not the worst. So guys, I will see you later tonight for my AEW Dynamite review. But next week, I don't want to watch a show that's 20 years in the making. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week for the CWS. TTFN, guys.